Hi everybody, this is Dale. Welcome to Not Too Shabby Chic. I have a flip through for you. This is another journal I made using a vintage Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, 5-ring binder style. And I had made one for my secret sister and posted it, and someone wanted me to make one for them. So I told them I would make it similar, and I said, if you'll send me some pictures and or recipes or what have you, I will incorporate that into this journal for you. So that's what I did, and I'm excited to show it to you. So I used this beautiful fabric that is by Donna Markham, who this is discontinued, and it's really expensive, although I did not know that at the time. Not that it would have changed anything, but I went on eBay after someone, I can't remember who she was, told me that this is designer fabric that's highly sought after, which I did not know. So I went on eBay to try to find it, and I could not find this exact fabric. So that just means no one had it for sale, and it may be worth even more than the ones that I saw. The older ones that I did see online on eBay and what have you were around $20 or more for either a half a yard or a yard, and so on. So I don't know what this is worth, but in any case, I've used it on 2 journals. And I love this, and I have enough for next year or for my cookbook journal this year. I don't think it necessarily has to be Christmas, because it's just gingerbread. Gingerbread is year round, but we always think of it for Christmas. And it says Grandma's gingerbread some places, like right here. But first, let's show it to you. It's kind of a gator mouth, as is my habit. I made a beautiful tassel that's got this little gingerbread peeking out of a chimney, and it's got a little bell, Hershey's, can't even talk, a Hershey's Kiss, and I think that's all that I hung off of it. I just used this same fabric, as well as some pom-pom trim, some of this green and white, and that's all I used. And it's got some green pom-poms, white pom-poms, and red pom-poms. So anyway, this can come off, which I am going to do. And it's substantial, but so is this. So if she's sitting it up to look at or whatever, or she can put this wherever she likes. And I put it on a bulldog clip and just looped it through here at the top, so that if she doesn't want to use this method to attach it, or wants to do something else with it, she can just cut this off and put a bulb pin or whatever she'd like to do. This bulldog clip is one that I dyed with alcohol ink, and I love the effect. It's kind of got a 2-tone color, so it turned out pretty. I think I used celery, but anyway, let's lay the little tassel right there, and we'll look at, I've made this pretty sash out of the fabric. I took 2 pieces and sewed it together with a zigzag stitch, so it's sturdy. And again, she doesn't have to use, she could use this for something else. And I made it thick enough for her that she wants to add more things to it. It's going to be like a family heirloom to pass down. So I told her if she wants to buy another Better Homes and Gardens cookbook, she could make another one and take some of these pages out and put in that one, and still have room to add her own things. And I have some extra pages and things I'll be sending her, so that she can do that if she chooses. So that's the sash. This is the cover. Again, I made it like a journal topper. I put this on chipboard and an Amazon padded envelope. This is vintage lace. These are vintage buttons that I thought looked so adorable on this cover. These are all vintage ornaments. These 2 I had gotten at an estate sale, the same place I got the fabric. She was stuffed, so I took all of her stuffing out and I had this little tiny stocking that I de-stuffed, and I put these little stickers that a friend of mine gave me, glued them in so it looks like she's holding her stocking. And then these are from Hobby Lobby. They look like little gingerbread men cookies. So I thought they were super cute. Then up here is a vintage doily, and this rolling pin I got somewhere, I don't remember, but I stained it myself, which is why it kind of got on the doily a little bit, but I stained it with red archival ink and walnut stain. And then there's a little cup of cocoa or coffee, whichever you want, and I made it to look like we had just made these gingerbread cookies with that rolling pin and stuff. So I just thought that was super cute. Here's the spine, which is 3 vintage doilies with vintage buttons. And then the back, these are vintage doilies. And I got these little gingerbread felt men from a friend who got them for me at Hobby Lobby. So I thought they looked so festive and cute on these doilies. So that is the back. And you'll be seeing all these dangles if I remember to show them to you as we go. So let's get started. I thought these would be easier to do, the ring binders, but actually they took me longer than doing a regular journal because you have to, I don't have a punch that has 5 holes, so I individually punched each hole and put hole protectors using a flower punch, and then punched inside that flower with a single hole punch. So each one of those individually I made. So anyway, you can see it took me probably about 10, I've been working on this for probably about 8 weeks, 8 or 9ish. And this is some pictures of her grandchildren that she taught to make homemade biscuits. This is a personal picture. This is a little vintage recipe card, and I just sewed a ruffle on it. And then I got this rickrack I put here. This little thing was out of a recipe book, but I didn't use it for that. This is vintage lace trim that I put here. Super cute. This is one of the pages from the original book. Isn't that pretty, all the colors? And I sewed this ruffle and have a cowbell dangle, which I thought was appropriate. Then on this side, this is a vintage little mitten ornament, and I've hoarded it, and I decided to let her have it. It's so cute. And inside I have the little candy cane, and she can journal something in there. And this little tag with some jute and a little cardboard snowman. And these might fall out easy, and this is from KB and Friends, one of their kids. So she can either take these out and insert her own pictures or a recipe, handwritten recipe that she might have, whichever she prefers to do. That's that. This was a package tag, and I just put a little piece of tinsel. These are personal pictures. A poinsettia card, I think KB and Friends. This is a cut apart. I don't remember the name of the paper pack. This is a Bow Bunny, I believe, paper. That. And I didn't keep all the tabs in. I just had so much bulk I ended up having to take a lot of pages out. This was from the original book. This is from the Ideals magazines, a poem about old kitchens, which I loved. Or love. I didn't just love it, I do love it. And then from this page I have a red Hershey's Kiss. This is a tag from from somewhere. I think it was in my stash. I don't remember where, and I made it like a tuck with the sari silk at the top. This is from a recipe from some vintage papers and a box of papers I got for free, and this is for spiced pears. and it's handwritten, so I thought it was adorable. And holiday recipe card, so she can use that as she wants. This is The Promise, a Christmas countdown, and you have a scripture for every day of the month of December, and that was her mother. This is a vintage doily and vintage button. This is a Mary Engelbright page. I love this page, the Santa, and I thought this yellow fabric ruffle I made looked cute, and I glued a little piece there for this flash card just for fun. This is a Christmas card that's like 3D, and she can journal in there. And I got these on eBay. I love them. Fudgy Fantasies. They're a bunch of gingerbread men, and all of them have a different recipe on the back. So I've used several of those throughout this book, and I think he's cute peeking over the top. This is from the original journal, and I just sewed a little tag up there. So glued a little tag up here. And this is a vintage gingerbread pin that is super cute. I tried to put in where you wouldn't add too much bulk. This fabric was off of some placemats that I got, and I just love it. So I cut up the placemats and used them as ruffles. This is a little tiny holly leaf, and I love Ethel and Lucy. I Love Lucy was one of my favorite shows, and I thought this card went so well with them. It says absolutely no poking or peeking, and I could see them say, you don't poke or peek, you don't poke or peek. So it's a little journaling spot as well. And then St. Charles Dairy Company. I don't think, it might be real ephemera, but I'm not sure. It's in my stash, so love that. This was a Christmas card I got from my sister, and I fussy cut him out. I've been hoarding him, and I decided to use him in this journal. And I love this blue paper. This was a Bo Bunny page too. Removing spots and stains. This has some cool things you can do to remove certain things. So I left that from the original book. This is one of my clusters with a vintage button sewed on. This is out of a paper pack, as is the paper in the background. This is a cut apart with some lace. Some vintage recipe cards. That one's got a piece of fabric sewed on. It's a little booklet from my stash. That was from a kitchen Christmassy cookbook journal kit from Sherry Schmear and Turquoise Dreaming. I forgot to credit Sherry on Turquoise Dreaming because she collabed with Sherry the last time I used this, and she graciously reminded me of that, so I want to make sure she gets credit. This is a Mary Engelbright recipe card, which I think is super cute. I didn't remember that anyone else was on that because these were leftovers from 1 to 2 years ago, and I just used them in my stash, so I didn't purposely not credit her. This is a sweet little gingerbread house and heart button. Some more little tags. Love this. It's got the little star, and then the back, peppermints and things. This was a placemat, and it says Cafe Milano. It's kind of plasticky, so you can use it as a coaster or whatever she'd want to. This is something personal from her. Picture, and then this is a little scrappy notebook I had in the other journal as well. And I just did rickrack here through those holes, and she can journal and stuff in there. And then this sweet embossed Christmas card, which I love this Christmas card, just tucked in there. And it's another place she can tuck recipes and write things or glue pictures in here. This likes to get hung, and I've fixed it as best I can, but she just will have to know that that is the way some of these do. This is a tuck from Rach and Bella Crafts on their A to Z Christmas collaboration I was in. I love these page tucks. I made this tag with the fabric and just left the back for journaling. Just love how that turned out. Another vintage recipe card. This is a poem about apples, and I have a little apple button here with some vintage eyelet. And then this is a Christmas tree ornament of a ice cream cone. This is from the original book. Lemon angel tort, brownie tort, apple dumplings. This is a paper pack. This is a big bag that I got from Cracker Barrel, and these are glued down. I wanted it to look like we went grocery shopping. And then I have this cute little tag and some tickets for journaling or whatever she wants to do with that. And some, obviously you can see the pom-pom trim. This is from the 1980s or 70s, I can't remember, book, and it's a scratch and sniff. Some of them still work. I can't remember if that does, and that's a personal picture. These angels, someone sent me, and I can't remember who. It may have been Cindy T. And if it wasn't Cindy T, somebody let me know whose this was. And I will try to remember to link everybody in the description box below. But if I forget, I'm sorry. I just can only remember so much at my age. And this I made, got these on Amazon. These cute little plastic ball jar little bags, I guess you call them. And I made it a shaker tag. And it's just got lots of bits and bobs in it. And I think it's super cute. This, I just love this picture. It's from an Ideals magazine. A friend is what the heart needs all the time. Isn't that the truth? And I just love this picture. And then on the back is a poem, and I thought this was sweet for her because she is a precious friend. And it's a little poem. God bless you, you precious friend of mine, for all you've been to me, for deep enrichment to my heart and pleasures real I see. There is no way that I could tell the courage that you lend, and yet somehow I still must say I'm glad you are my friend. God bless you for the tender faith, for every word you speak, the comfort that you always bring, so much I fondly seek. Mere words alone can never tell how quickly smiles are mine, and I do hope you understand you've made my days sublime. You are the dearest joy on earth, the brightest hour of day, the sun at dawn, the evening star that lights a darkened way. A shining dream, a glowing trust, your goodness knows no end. That's why I tell you from my heart, God bless you, precious friend. I love this poem. And this poem, actually, I want to take a picture of it, would apply to most of you who are my subbies on YouTube, because you all, many of you that I have gotten to know personally, this applies to. So thank you, and you know who you are. Thank you so much for being my precious friends. That was a personal picture. Another of these vintage cards. This one I put two together and sewed around, so it's not just plain on the back. I didn't do it to all of them. I was running out of time. And this is some trim that I've got in my stash. This I got in Happy Mail, I think from Fraps and Scraps. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Martin Luther King Jr., which is basically the scripture in Hebrews about faith. And this is off of a cut apart, I believe. And she can journal or put pictures in there. These I got as a digital. I don't remember where I got them. And these, I think I got these from Your Creative Studio. And I put two together because they were plain on the back, and they're vintage little ads, look like vintage ads. Isn't that cute? Magic Fruit Surprise Cake, Magic Pumpkin Pie. I just thought that went with the theme of Christmas and stuff. And then this is a vintage McCall's recipe card, Belgian beef stew, which looks amazing, from 1973. So there's that. This is from the original book. This is some fabric I got from Dust Fairies, who is in India, and she has amazing trims and fabrics and what have you for sale on her Facebook page, Dust Fairies, and she shows them on YouTube when she has them, and they sell fast. Original page, as I said, I put two together because they're old and crumbly. Mary Engelbright, And I've got these came out of a book. I got Disney Cookbook or something like that for kids. And this is Simba's Muddy Brownie, makes 12. Rolling in the Dough. That was from that digital kit from Sherry and Sherry. Two Sherrys. It's a fine seasoning for joy, to think of those we love. And the more the merrier. And this was a personal thing. And then I put, it's kind of a tight pocket, Santa's Whiskers, which is an old vintage recipe, which I think is adorable for this cookbook. Here's another scratch and sniff page. She loves gingerbread men, which is why you see so much of the gingerbreads. And this is a gingerbread cookie there and a scratch and sniff. I'm not sure if that one works. A Christmas orange. And I sewed around most all pages. This is from the original book, Kris Kringle salad. So Santa is live and well. Some pom-pom trim. On this side, personal pictures. This is Yuletide memories, and these are personal things for her. This came together really well. So this is her grandmother. This is a poem from Ideals magazines called Grandma's Aprons. So I thought they went well together. Actually, it was a happy surprise. I didn't even realize I was doing this. And then I made this tag of an apron and stuck it here, and just because I saw aprons, and then I suddenly realized that I had Grandma's Aprons poem and this tag. So that was a happy accident. And this is from an Ideals magazine. The other part of the poem is on the back. This is some vintage trim and a vintage button that I get from Donna Little. And here's a Hershey's Kiss. This is from the kit from Sherry and Sherry. This is a tag from a dear friend of mine. It was in my stash. Kathy Leatherman. She does not have a channel. I'm trying to get her to, because she's an amazing artist. This is just some collage on top of this paper. And I have one of the recipes, the gingerbread man. And then this was from my Secret Sisters pictures, and I'm using it because I love the way it turned out. And a gingerbread man here, and some vintage fabric. This is from Cindy T, and it smells wonderful. You want to eat it. And it smells like I don't remember what she used. Gingerbread and apple or something like that. It's a scented candles or something you get, and she irons it on, and it is wonderful. This is Bo Bunny paper. This is a pocket where I put some extra recipe cards. This is a personal card, and then Grandma's Best Ginger Snaps. I thought that went great because she is a grandma, and so, you know, keeping with that theme. This is from that placemat, and then here's a sweet little gingerbread man playing the drums that I put there. On this side, this was one of her pictures of showing her grandchildren how to make homemade biscuits. This is before they were baked, after they were baked, and I just made that into a pocket. And then one of the pictures before and after, and put some rickrack on it. That was super cute. This is one of her grandkids making the biscuits, and this is one of her grandchildren, and this is a card, plain card, and I made it a tuck. She can write on that or tuck whatever she wants in there. So all that is sweet. This is original page and a little cut apart. I think this was from Rach and Bella Crafts. This was a Christmas card, I believe. Anyway, I cut this out of something. I don't remember. I mean, you probably don't care. Original page. This is a Bo Bunny pack paper. This was from her grandchildren, and I had this little clothing tag from my great-granddaughter, only little once, and I thought that applied here. And so this is just regular paper. This is a Christmas tree flashcard, a personal picture, and things to do. And this, and here's another personal picture with a playing card with a polar bear. And this is just a little list that she can either put a recipe or use it for things to do. You know, whatever you want to do. What's fun about journals. Some more Dust Fairies trim, original pages with the puddings and things. This is a recipe card. I don't remember where this came from, but I think I got these at a thrift store. And then I fussy cut this out of Rachel Bella Crafts. It's a vintage doily. This I got at Hobby Lobby. It was a plastic placemat that I bought a couple years ago, and what I did was cut it up, and there's glue showing here. I don't like that. I cut them all out and made it a little tuck spot and put all these little tinies, these littles I like to call them, and these open for journaling space. And these were from that kit that is Sherry and Sherry. You can get it from either one of their Etsy shops. Little sticker that says laughter, and this is a altered paper clip I did that is holding on this recipe card. So it's one of my clusters. I just do different fabrics and sew a button so it's hand sewn on, and then I put a vintage piece of doily on the back to cover up the paper clip, and tied this little rag bow on it so it wasn't naked from the other side. And then this is from an Ideals magazine. I love this picture. And a vintage recipe card. So let's see if I can now get this on when I can see. There we go. And I liked it showing on this side. So this is her grandkids making biscuits, and I put remember this, and then you can open that and journal. Then a CD case, and that's a wood little stocking and a vintage doily. This is from the original book. Isn't that pretty? Raspberry Bomb. This is from Bo Bunny 2, and this was a box I got from Paper Confessions by Karamia. She sent me a gift in, and I cut up the box and used it as a tuck spot here. And here's a Santa playing card, which I know my friend likes. Here's another cut apart Neverland hot chocolate with star marshmallows from that Disney cookbook that I have. What's left of it. Here's a little light bulb, vintage looking. It's not vintage. Here's some more. This is just plain, so she can decorate this as she wants. And I just love all the papers. This is the gingerbread man and some vintage recipe cards. They are handwritten, which I think are awesome. So I'm sharing some of those with her. I know she will appreciate them. Some more of it. Another vintage recipe card. I was getting into a lot of bulk, so I just didn't do anything to these two pages, and I love the striped paper with this, so I just left them as is. This is a gift card thing that I got at Hobby Lobby a couple years ago, and you open it, you put your gift card there. Well, I just instead used this out of the Sherry and Sherry kit, 4 easy bake holiday pudding cakes, and on the back it is plain for journaling, and on this side are some of the recipes. That was cute. Fits right in there. This is just an original page and a ruffle that I made. Ideals magazine page. This is a vintage for real bingo card. I put one of these beautiful angels, I think from Cindy T, vintage fabric ruffle that I made, and another vintage recipe card. This is out of a paper pack. This is cheesecloth and some vintage buttons, trim from Dust Fairies, a beautiful Christmas vintage playing card, personal picture. This is my dad, who has to go in every journal that I do for Christmas, and I have this ruffle, and a vintage button, and it's got gingerbread man flashcard and Kris Kringle cookies, which I thought was very appropriate since Daddy was the best Santa ever, Santa Daddy. And then it says up here, have a joyful Christmas, and there's a couple of candy canes, and this is a pocket up here that has a Christmas card that's not written in, that she can journal in or add stuff up there too. Here's another Christmas card that I got that is being mashed, which upsets me, so I'm just going to tear that off. Looks like a mouse ate it, doesn't it? I think I need to ink that so that, and of course I can't find anything at the moment, so it doesn't look so icky. See if I can find something to ink it. There we go. See, you put a little ink on something and it makes it perfect. But I love this card. I wasn't thinking when I stuck the button on there, except that I wanted the button on there. So we can just ink around it. And it was like a vintage Christmas card too. So we'll just do a little bit here and there. There we go. Anyway, that makes that look better. And I got some on there, so let's just go on across with it so it looks like I meant to do it. Of course, you're going to know I didn't meant to do it because she watches the video. So anyway, you open that up, and I made it a tuck spot. She's got room to journal and add things in there a little bit. This is from the Sherry and Sherry kit, and this is just a page, and this has another Christmas bulb, and this trim I get from Hobby Lobby. It's my favorite trim ever with all the buttons. This I fussy cut out of the Rach and Bella Crafts page, and this is a playing card, and see the clouds with the rain? I thought it looked like it's raining on the gingerbread house, so I just thought that was cute. But it's a scripture card and plain on the back, and then one of the gingerbread men with a recipe. This is a CD case where I put a ruffle and put a little package there, another Santa card, and a journaling card. It was in my stash. This is a personal picture. I think it's her grandmother, one of her kids. This was another one of those little stockings, and I glued that one in. And this was a transfer rub-on and cute from Rach and Bella Crafts. This is a ruffle I did and sewed on hot chocolate, scratch and sniff, from that little child's book. Cute. And then this I got from Cindy T. This bag is so cute. And here's another Hershey's Kiss, and the gingerbread man, and a recipe card, and then she can fill it with other things. And last but not least, personal card. This was her grandma, and it fit in this frame. Then some vintage recipe cards that she can transfer some of her recipes to. And then this is a vintage handwritten recipe card. 5-cup salad and apricot salad. So that is the end of this journal. This is an original page, and this I don't like, but it's coming from this. Did not realize that that was going to do that. So I've got to put something over this so that it's just, I got to put something there because that's making it, going to tear a hole in it. So that's, I will do next. So that, my friends, is my flip through. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got 2 more cookbooks I'm doing that are not orders. They will not be Christmas. They will just be cookbook themed. So they'll be decorated like this one, but not cookbook, not Christmassy. It'll just be cookbook related things. And I've had some fun things that I've put together to go into that cookbook. You know, some wooden spoons and different things that I've shown you guys that I've purchased. I forgot the other word. Sourced from other thrift stores and what have you. But anyway, it's been a wonderful Christmas. I hope she loves her journal, and it will get shipped out next weekend because I've still got a few little things to do. And I hope you guys liked it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you've not subscribed. I will be doing more and more videos and showing you some tutorials and things, which are hard for me to do, but I've done a few and I've gotten over that fear of that. So remember, guys, God loves you and so do I. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.